Hello and welcome. I'm Elizabeth Hanson with Keto Confab, and I'm working on a series of interviews with individuals who have been living the keto lifestyle, and so people can learn from each of our experiences. So today I'm here with my good friend Julie Tastad, and I've invited her to come and tell us about herself and what she does and her hobbies and things, and then tell us about her keto journey. So welcome, Julie. Thank you for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. Good to be here.
Yeah. So tell us about yourself, Julie.
I live in a small town, Rolette, North Dakota, and it's north central of North Dakota. It is about 30 miles from the Canadian border. Gets a little chilly here in the wintertime. I love to quilt, make things, memory bears and other memory items for people of their loved ones. I also have a little hobby farm of miniature ponies and large horses, gardening, grandkids. Yeah, pretty busy. I also work as a full-time EMS personnel, advanced EMT, and I work for about 3 different services doing that throughout the year.
Mhm.
I stay
Okay.
I stay quite busy.
Well, I think so. Yeah. Um, so tell us about how you first learned about keto and how you got started and everything.
I'd say about 4 years ago, my oldest daughter, she said, "Mom, you should really start this keto diet." I said, "The what a diet?" And she goes, "The keto diet." And I said, "Okay, what do you do on keto diet?" Because all my life I've been up, down, lost weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, all of my life. I mean, I've never really stayed at a certain spot very long. And so she said, "It's really easy to do, Mom. All you do is eat fat." And I said, "Fat and lose weight?" And she goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what do you eat?" And she goes, "Meat, fat, a little bit of veggies." And I said, "Well, can I still have almonds?" And she said, "Yeah, you can have almonds." I said, "What about ranch dressing?" I'm naming off the things that are yummy, right? Because you can eat all kinds of ranch dressing. I said, "Huh, interesting." So we, kind of left it there, and I went home and got on the internet and looked up keto, and I was like, "Oh, okay. You do this and you do this, and you eat 70% fat, but you don't eat like fats that aren't good for you. You got to eat avocados and avocado oil and olives and olive oil and you know things like that." Well, I personally don't eat pork, so bacon's not one of the things that I'm going to consume, which has a lot of fat, but also isn't something you want to eat a pound of every day. It's not necessarily that it's good for you to eat that much. So I'm like, this sounds kind of interesting. And I decided that I would give it a shot. And so I would call her, "Hey, what about this? And what about that?" And then I found Dr. Boz and started listening to her. And I was like, wow, I can really understand what she's saying. This makes sense to me versus reading a book or whatever. It was like, I understand better. And so I started listening to her every Sunday at that time and learning more about the diet. And then I got the book, Any Way You Can. And I read that and I was amazed at how she could help her mom with her cancer. I thought, oh, I wished I would have had that when my mom was alive, because we both had breast cancer at the same time. And through the wisdom and the use of surgeries and chemotherapy and radiation, I haven't had cancer for 17 years. It was eradicated. By my mother had a radical mastectomy, did not do any of those preventive things afterwards, and she actually died from cancer that took her whole body about 7 years later. And had I have known about the keto diet, I would have impressed my mom to try it and to see if she could help heal her own body. But that's one of the things that you learn as time goes on that you wished you would have had knowledge for later.
Mhm.
But I got on keto. I didn't really understand the fasting, any of that. I never really tried any fasting. I just really watched what I consumed. And I was amazed at how fast that I started losing weight. But it took me a long time to get into ketosis at that time, because I'm like, oh, I can have berries. So I would probably have too many berries, or, oh, I can have cream cheese. And then I could eat salad, and I could, I didn't understand the whole process of it at that time. Well, and then at that time, what happened was I went to a weekend seminar for education for EMS. And they always provide the food. Never thought anything about keto. I never thought about, well, what am I going to eat? Because I'd never gone to a conference and didn't really think about it.
Mhm.
So I said, well, I got there and I realized I didn't have any food to eat, because everything was pasta, or it was pastries and donuts and sugary things. And then for meals, they would cater in sandwiches, subs, pizza. And I fell off. And that I had lost approximately 50 pounds before. And I just went back to eating the sad diet. I mean, I just said, oh, okay. One weekend just totally ruined it for me. I was like, really? I felt good. My pain was gone in my joints. I don't know why I didn't get right back on it, but I
Mhm.
didn't.
Yeah, it's really hard, once your whole keto rhythm gets disrupted, to really get back on the horse sometimes and everything. So when did you finally decide to turn it around and really get going again and everything?
It was a end of September, just this last September, and a coworker of mine, she was kind of dabbling in keto a little bit, and I told her I really liked doing keto when I was doing it, and I said I don't know why I let myself gain my weight back, and I was having difficulty with wanting to go up the stairs because we're on the third floor of a building, and so I'd walk around just so I could take the elevator, even though I could take the stairs and be there twice as fast, if not more, because I just don't want to deal with the joints in my knees and the pain that it would cause me to go up and down the steps. And so I was like, I really should, you know, get back into keto. And she said, hey, why don't we do it together? And I said, okay, when are we starting? And she said, next shift. And I said, so the first part of August. And she said, okay, let's do it. And so we started, but I started at an advantage from her because she'd never done it before. And I found it very simple to get back into ketosis because my body already knew
Mhm.
how to use the fat. And so it
Yeah.
took me a very short time to start peeing ketones again. Well, we didn't talk every day. We worked 2 days in a row, a 48-hour shift, then we're off for 4 days. So she would cheat on her off days and eat a lot of carbs or get stuck with pizza, which is easy to do when you really don't understand the concept and know what it can do for you.
Mhm.
But I'm very motivated. Once I get started, I don't like to cheat. I don't like to go off and have a cheat day. I like to stick with it. Well, then I decided if I'm going to do it, I want to do Dr. Boz's Keto Continuum. So I bought the book and I bought the notebook and I looked at the course and I kind of hemmed and hawed a little bit. And I'm like, do I need to spend that much? Do I need to get the course and go through it? Or should I just read the book? Well, I decided to go ahead and purchase the course. And it was so helpful to listen to her explain the steps and why each step is done in a progression and how to eliminate the flu, because I didn't have trouble so much with the flu as my youngest daughter did. She got very sick the first time that she started using keto, and because she dropped too quickly, and learning how to not go too fast but fast enough for you was very informative and helped a lot in that. And so I started pretty much the 1st of August. I had my physical August 31st. and my blood pressure was good. Everything was good, but my cholesterol was 380 something, 86, I think. But I was like, oh, and before when I did it, I had the best lab results I've ever had since I've been in my 20s.
Uh-huh.
Perfect cholesterol, perfect numbers all the way across the board. And I'd never had that before. And so now I'll be interested in a couple of months. I think I'll go back in and have my panel drawn again just to see the difference in the numbers and check it out because I'm kind of curious. But I've been now, today's the 4th of November, and I have lost a total of 36 pounds so far.
Fabulous.
And
Fabulous.
I've gone to the 10 and 8, or no, 18 and 8 or 18. What is it?
18 and 6.
18 and 6. That's what it is. I don't even know what continuum I'm on. And I'm pretty well fishing to go to OMAD. Now I feel pretty confident that I could do that and stay with it because I've been 18 and 6 now for, I don't know, I would say a month probably. And I know she says don't eat, don't chew after, in that fasting time, but yeah, I chewed on ice a couple of times.
I think she was talking about gum or food. So on the continuum, here's the keto continuum. You are at number 6, and I'm sitting at number 8 on the advanced OMAD. I do fasting from time to time. I haven't done any fasting in a little while, but I need to get back into fasting. But yeah, so it's been a good journey, and you've lost 35 pounds now?
About 36 pounds. Yeah.
36 pounds since the 1st of August. So August, September, October, November, 3 months, 35 pounds, and you're feeling better and your joints don't hurt as much.
Oh, my knees. I run up and down the stairs at work now. And
Well, good.
I had an injury when I was 18 and landed on my knees on cement and wound
Ugh.
up hurting them to some degree. And they've given me issues ever since. My mom had both knees replaced. My sisters had both knees replaced. And I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
I don't want the limitations of having, replacements done, because then you can't do certain things and they don't always turn out the way you'd like them to. So, yeah, I'm very happy with the weight loss, and people will say, well, that's just because you lost weight. That might be some of it, but I felt the pain decrease within the first 3 weeks. I mean, by after a month was up doing keto again, I had no pain in my knees again. They still pop and creak, but the pain's not there. And that is I ride horse, so having your knees hurt is just not something that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anything else you've gotten from keto? I mean, do you have any more mental clarity or concentration better? Do you sleep well? Anything else from doing keto?
Well, when you mentioned sleep, that did remind me that I was a person that would go to bed later at night. I would sew and make some quilts. My husband goes to bed at 8 because he gets up at 4 in the morning. It'd be 11, maybe midnight. And I go to bed and I just you need to go to sleep. And I didn't feel sleepy. So I'd get on my phone, play some games or whatever, listen to something, trying to get sleepy. And I can go to bed now and say, well, I'm not really tired, but I'm going to lay here for a minute. And then before I know it, my alarm's going off. I sleep so much better. So much better. It's amazing.
Excellent.
It's amazing how much difference that makes. And I sleep at home. I sleep where I work as my full-time job. I sleep in another bed out at my contract staffing housing. So I'm never in the same bed, but I'm beginning to sleep the same amount of hours, no matter where it's at. And
That's great.
I was waking up with headaches. I hardly ever have a headache anymore. So yeah, I mean, it was great. It's been great to learn about how that makes a difference with your sleep and concentration. Yeah, I think it is getting better. It's kind of hard to know
Mhm.
because it's like, oh, I can really think clear today. And then the next day happens and you can't remember your pet's name. It's like, Charlie, kind of like kids.
Yes,
Yeah,
but you do have a lot of pets. So, I mean, it could get difficult to remember all the names. And then, of course, all the pets that have gone before, you
right.
know? So, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I think that at work, I've got it's a pretty important job. You gotta know amounts of drugs, and you have to know, what do you do for this and what do you do for that. So it does, and I am actually looking forward to my first 72-hour fast because of
Okay.
what I've heard about it. I'm actually looking forward to doing one, but I don't
Okay.
quick. So
Well, I might join you on your 72-hour fast when you get there. But first, we should probably do a 36 and a 48, and then
right.
we'll hit the 72. So I want to thank Julie for coming today and telling us her story. The one thing she hasn't told you yet is she contacted me in October and she said, say, want to do a support group? And I said to her, I said, yes, I do. In fact, I was planning to start one the beginning of October, but we got COVID, so I had to delay it. And so Julie actually is my co-host along with my husband. Because of her work, she's not been able to attend. She does those 48 hours, then 4 days off and everything. And so we've missed, but eventually she'll get to the support group. And if I'm ever unavailable and she's available, she'll run the group for us. And so I really want to thank Julie, my co-host, for telling us her story because we can learn from everyone else. You
Yep.
know,
Still
your
learning.
yeah, your story about your sleep and your knees and about the value of Dr. Boz's books and the class and everything are helpful to other people. And so thanks so much, Julie, and we'll see you at the Keto Confab sometime when you're
Okay.
available. All
Thanks for
right.
having me. Bye.
Thank